SNS in Jah just I lift him high, high. Hey, oh God.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. It is Friday, the 9th of February 2024, what some people call Fantastic Friday. But I call it Fantastic Friday because I am in the land of the living. And this is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. I am Adana, doing the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, and we want to welcome you, and we want to say thank you so much for continuing to choose us as your choice for your morning show on a weekday. We say thank you so much, and good morning to all far and wide, wherever you're viewing us from this morning, Trinidad, Tobago, across the region, States, in Canada, in Africa, wherever you find yourself. We want to say good morning to you and welcome to Fantastic Friday. A beautiful day to be alive, a beautiful day to be in the land of the living, and just to enjoy and embrace all that is beautiful. This morning we have a wonderful show. Before we head on over to our show, we're going to go over to news in 90 seconds with Liana.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Friday, 9th February 2024. Nearshore oil spill booms will set up around the Scarborough port to prevent more fuel from drifting into the area. Technocrats from Kaizen International, Frontier Divers, the All Tobago Fisherfolk Association, Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, and TEMA all worked into the night to set up the oil booms. This comes as a Tier 2 disaster level with Secretary Fali Augustine warranting national attention and carrying the potential to worsen. The situation arose from a ship bearing the name Gulfstream, which capsized and is stuck on a reef in the waters just outside of Cove Estate. The vessel of the unknown origin is currently leaking fuel into the sea. Confirmed the fuel is diesel. Frankie Tours and Rentals, a prominent tourism service provider in Tobago, has enhanced his tours with the introduction of a new glass-bottom boat, Millennium One. Owner Michael Frank is excited about his new vessel for 180 passengers, 2 bars, free Wi-Fi, increased storage for guest bags, restroom, a large covered deck, and improved lighting for night sailings. Assistant Secretary in the Division of Infrastructure Joel Sampson commended Frank as a role model for business in Tobago. Finally, the police warned Carnival participants in Tobago about safety measures ahead of the festivities. Assistant Commissioner of Police Collis Hazel stressed individual responsibility during a recent stakeholder meeting ahead of Carnival. Hazel advised moderation in alcohol consumption to encourage violence. Law enforcement pledged to aggressively tackle any criminal activity disrupting the Carnival for locals and visitors alike. Hazel also urged camp organizers to register their spaces with the police and for parents and guardians to ensure minors are sufficiently supervised. That was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Bianca, for our news in 90 seconds. And of course, the topic at the moment being that oil spill that took place a couple of days ago on our island shores, and we are very concerned about the damages that can be caused and the lives that can be affected life, but marine life as well. We're talking about our coral, our reefs, and we just want to ensure that this can be rectified in the soonest possible time. Biana, we saw the THA springing into action to ensure that they can stop the further spread of the leak
Yes.
and up as much as possible. What is your view, and how did this impact you?
Well, I like the action that they spring into action quickly, but based on the chief sec, there are policies that needs to be followed. So some persons were saying that they're taking a bit slow with moving with it, but it has to be followed before everything is fully cleaned up.
While there are procedures, I agree, while there are procedures that need to be implemented, this is an urgent matter. And my personal view is that, with urgent matters, sometimes you just have to spring immediately into action and to ensure things are happening. And I'm happy that, corporate societies also coming. We have team, or we had
volunteers as well.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. So I mean, I'm happy to see the Tobago spirit in this. What I want to know though is the cost that is attached to this, and who is bearing that cost.
Well, I
that
guess
is what
we'll
I would
just
like to
probably
know.
have to wait to hear who is, and
That's right. That they've sprung into action and that things are happening, and I really want to see the outcome of this in the soonest possible time, so that we could prevent further spread and further damage to our shoreline and the life therein. Thank you so much, Biana. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head on over to our birthday shout-outs. And on screen and celebrating a birthday today, we have no other than Tyreek Bedlow. Tyreek Bedlow is celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday to you, young man. We pray that God blesses you, that he enjoy your birthday. It's the weekend, so make sure you ask for everything you want. Have lots of fun this birthday weekend. Happy birthday to you, Tyreek. Next and on screen is Giselle Garcia. Giselle Garcia is celebrating a birthday as well. And we want to say happy birthday to you, Giselle. From all of us here at Tobago Updates Television, we pray God bless your life, that you do enjoy your birthday and have a wonderful birthday weekend. And finally, on our birthday rundown this morning, we want to celebrate Curlin Moore. Curlin Moore, and this is your mom, Hazel Clark, your daughter, Catalia Moore, your girlfriend, Kalisha Thomas, your brothers, Darian and Demari Moore, and all your other family and friends. And they want to wish you a very happy birthday. They pray that God blesses you with long and healthy life, happy and prosperous, and that no weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. With them, Curlin, to wish you a very happy birthday on this fantastic Friday. We do pray that you enjoy your birthday. So happy birthday to you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to be talking about on our show this morning? We are going to be speaking with Mahalia Baka, Inspector of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and we're talking about the traffic guidelines for Carnival 2024. As we know, the activities begin as early as tomorrow, so the traffic guidelines have been implemented from since then. So we're going to have conversations about that. We speak with Isabel Turner Toby. She's a senior teacher at Primary School, and Rion George, PRO for Patience Hill Government Primary School, in relation to their walkathon coming up. We're going to have conversations there. And of course, in our sports segment with Mr. Cricket, our sports personnel, and also Kerry Porter, they're speaking about the roundup in Tobago this morning. So we're going to have that conversation as well. They're going to give you all the insights of things that have been happening. We know that it's school sports time, so we're going to have those conversations as well. So stay tuned with us. And before we go to a break, let me just say a quick good morning to our viewers who are online and who are saying good morning to us this morning. I want to say good morning. Spence Joe Field, we see you. Renrick Job, we see you. Patty Successful Corner, good morning to you. Pearl Murray Beard, our loyal viewer, we thank you for viewing us. Elsa Cruikshank, good morning. Brenda Campbell, Lissel James, Jaisel Boris Vincent, good morning to my parents. Jeremiah, good morning to my siblings. Let me take this opportunity one time. Good morning to you all, and thank you all for all the support that you share for all of us here at the Tobago Updates Television. We thank you, we see you, we acknowledge you, and we want to wish you the very best as we head on into this weekend. Good morning and have a good one. But before we continue, we're gonna go on to a show who I said good morning to. I want you to help me to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be back.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported. Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adana Kumbi. And we begin conversation in studio with our guest. We're speaking with Mahalia Bacchus, and she is Inspector of the Trinidad and Tobago. And as we head on into the Carnival weekend, we are here to speak about the guidelines for the traffic restriction guidelines for activities taking place around Tobago in 2024. Good morning, Inspector, and welcome.
Morning, Adana. I just want to say thank you, and thank you for having me here this morning.
Of course, it's always a pleasure speaking to TTPS. They give us all the information that we need, and you know, it's a good company to be in.
Sure.
Right. So we're talking about Carnival 2024. We're talking about all the activities and the road restrictions, the guidelines for the flow of traffic for the activities that will be taking place. So walk us through it.
All right. So good morning to the listening public. Just to let you know that the police is going to be out there to ensure that the general public has a safe carnival, this carnival period. I'm going to start with Scarborough first. This year we have in Scarborough, we have the carnival taking place from Monday between the hours from 10 a.m., which would be our Juve celebration. And then there's Tuesday, where we have there's this Color Hall Juve activity that starts from 5 a.m. So we have parking restrictions. It's prohibited. We have at Market Square. We have the old FCB car park situated at. We also have Wilson Road between Carrington Street and the Claude Noel Highway. Along Milford Road up to the roundabout. That's up to the vicinity of the Crusoe bypass at Shaw Park. The Claude Noel Highway, Wilson Road. We have Orange Hill Road, vicinity of Yachts Marketing around there. Garden Side Street, Northside Connector Street. Right? We have a relocation of the taxi stands as well, which will be at the junction of Pump Mill, because you know persons still have to utilize the facility. Right. Now there won't be much activity at the upper part of Scarborough, that is uptown area, so that taxi stand will still be open as well too. Right? We also have where we have the bands proceeding along certain routes, which would be, they are going to assemble at the Coast Guard base and proceed east along Milford Road. But past the first judging point, they're going to turn north along Wilson Road, cross the Market Square judging point, and then they're going to have a stage at the ending at Market Square. Then they're going to assemble at Garden Side at the car park and then proceed north along Garden Side Street. We also have them going west into Post Office Street, entering the judging point at Market Square area. Right? The bands will each also utilize either route at exit the Market Square, turn on south onto Wilson Road, and proceed west onto Milford Road as well. Right, we also have the Junior Parade of the Bands, which will be on Saturday, the 10th of February. So this comes before the actual the Senior Parade of the Bands, and this takes place between the hours of 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday. And the route for the Junior Parade of the Bands is proceeding from the corner of Orange Hill and Milford Road, along Milford Road and onto Wilson Road, and they will exit onto Post Office Street. Right? We know Post Office Street is that street between Tiantec and Market Square in that area. Right? We also emergency routes. So if there's any emergency for persons to get to the hospital, in the event of any emergency, vehicular traffic shall proceed along one of the following roads. That's along the eastbound lane of the Claude Noel Highway. Access to the Scarborough General Hospital from the west, proceeding along the Claude Noel Highway up to the traffic, and then you'll proceed north along the Lambo Connector Road.
So, Inspector, let me just put a plug in there, right?
Sure.
You really have to know your cardinal points. Because I'm sitting and I'm hearing east, west, north, south. And I know some of the general public kind of viewers, and as much as they try to map it out in them, we're proceeding, and the logical part of where can we actually drive. Can you tell us that, especially that emergency route for the hospital, just tell us the points where they can pick up from and how they're going to proceed and where they're going to drive.
All right. So when you talk about proceeding west, you're looking at, if you're coming from the Wilson Road light, the Claude Noel Highway, and you could turn off just above Shaw Park to get to the hospital.
That's right.
If you're coming from the west, which is Crown Point side, you could come up as to the lights at Signal Hill. You could turn up to the Signal Hill area itself, where the lights are, to where we're going to the school, and you could get there as well too. All right. So it just sounds a little east-westish, but most persons know, yes, these directions, right? And as I mentioned before, it's as simple as this. The mass starts at Coast Guard Base Corner. They come down that Milford Road, past the Tobago, I Love You Tobago sign. I'm using landmarks, so and then you go around to Market Square area. I mentioned Post Office Street, so you could either go the exit into Post Office Street, which is the street I mentioned between Market Square and Tech, and then you go around to Garden Side, and you could disperse there from that area.
So that's the general route. So the highway would be basically accessible.
Yes, it should be. All right. So there's also activities in the Crown Point district. So we have basically Crown Point is a simple fix from the Green Corner area, where the Green Shop area, opposite Milford Court there. Everything begins there, and it goes straight down to Pigeon Point Junction in that big area down there. That's where it ends, right? So I just broke it down a little simpler there for you, right? But vehicular traffic and parking are prohibited along Milford Road in the vicinity of Stumpy's bypass to Milford Road itself, and that's because in case persons need to get to they could utilize that Stumpy's bypass and go down the back road to Storby local road to access to the airport, right? So there's parking at the a person, you may park your vehicle at the Storby Heritage Park. If you know where the Crown Point police station is, right opposite, that big grass area where they have the heritage activities. Yeah. Parking would be provided in that area to facilitate the persons in the Crown Point district, right? So vehicular traffic and parking are prohibited at Milford Road in the vicinity of Stumpy's bypass. As I mentioned, Canaan Feeder Road from Douglas Street to Center Street, Storby Local Road from Milford Road to Crown Point, Bay Road, Milford Road bypass from Storby Local Road to Pigeon Point Junction. Those are the areas within where I mentioned with the Green Shop to Pigeon Point Junction.
Where the activities would be
happening. So there are several side streets that could empty you back onto the main road.
That's right.
Right? You could come down those side streets, but you would not be able to get.
Right.
Okay. So that's how it is. And then we also have Roxborough, right, where we have Juve activities taking place there on Monday morning, and we have the Kiddies Carnival on Sunday as well too. Starting from 1 p.m. on Sunday, we have the Kiddies Carnival, and we also have vehicular parking on the Windward Main Road from Boston Street Junction to Prince Street Junction. So most of the activities for Roxborough would be happening from the Sid Gray Stadium there up to Boatyard. Right, most persons know that landmark, which is Boatyard. So obviously you cannot have any traffic on the roadway. Right, so it's very simple. Vehicular traffic is permitted on Cameron Canal Road. They have Station Hill Bypass, the Police Station Street, and Boston Street. But you have prohibited parking from the Boston Street Junction, Windward Road, Argyle, to Prince Street Junction on Cameron, Station Hill Bypass, on the Police Station Street, and on Boston Street. Right. All right, so it's very simple.
Okay, so that's a very comprehensive list there, giving us information on the traffic restrictions and actually where you can park as well. So it's doubled. So where you cannot park and where you can park. Where you can access. Will this information be posted somewhere so that persons can go back and look at it to see exactly where they can park, where they can pass, what routes they can take in driving?
Most likely it would be posted. We have the social media as well to know, so it will be utilized, so it can be shared very quickly, so persons could understand where they should be on these days when activities are taking place.
That's right. And we're asking the general public to please adhere to these traffic restrictions. It is for your safety, for my safety, and for the smooth flow of the activities on the days of. It's not every day this happens, so it's just the weekend. So let us cooperate with the TTPS within the limitations of the traffic restriction areas. Let us cooperate with them, and let us adhere to the call and the plea from the TTPS so that we can have as safe as possible activities over the weekend, beginning from as early as tomorrow, Saturday. Right? So let's pay attention. Look out. Posted on their social media pages. You can even call. I'm putting this out there for you, Inspector. You can even call to find out if you're uncertain, have a conversation. Take a little walk to the police station, have a conversation with them. They're friendly enough and they will give you the information just in case you are uncertain. Or you can go back on this live and get the information. I want to say thank you this morning. Before we go, I would just like to also use the opportunity to express to the members of the general public that we also need to exercise some measure of safety whilst we are outside there for this carnival period, in terms of reinforcing our homes and looking out for one another as persons are outside enjoying the activities. Your personal safety is also important. So one needs to be aware of their surroundings. Try your best to don't have, large sums of cash and that kind of thing on you when you are participating in the carnival activities, right? Anything that you see something, say something. There'll be police officers around, utilize them, and also, as you mentioned, cooperate with the police when they're out there doing their jobs. It is for everyone's safety and protection during this season. That's right. And you see, this is why we always like having TTPS here, because they remind us of the things we need to do to ensure we are safe, people around us are safe, our properties and everything that concerns us remains safe. So thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. Please adhere to the guidelines, and for further information, check social media pages or visit your nearest police station. We've been speaking with Inspector Mahalia Bacchus as we speak about safety for Carnival 2024 and the traffic restrictions as they may. We are going to go for a short break before we continue conversations in studio with our guest. But before we go, of course, we're going to invite you to share the live. We'll be back.
Boy Harry here from Authentic Builders General Hardware, located right here in Stobay, local road, Tobago. That's correct, right here in Tobago. And we are offering you guys the best prices on all hardware material. And if you would like to get your free quotation done, all you have to do is WhatsApp us at 272-1990, and we will give you guys the best prices on all hardware material. That is a guarantee, as we are matching or beating any quotations. Hello everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Car Clinic, located right here in Tobago at Tobago Local Road. You can WhatsApp us or call us at 366-4173.
Is bringing Carnival and cash home with a total of $300,000 in cash back when you pay on time, sign up or upgrade to an everything plan. Plus, we're live streaming fets so you could wind down in your bed, hosting Blue Friday lives at your favorite hangouts. So every Friday you could play a mass and win free fet tickets plus Carnival costumes. Flow bringing Carnival home so you could like yourself. Visit in-store or discoverflow.co for more details. Flow, inspired by you.
If you want to feel alive, then switch to the winning side. You see how we move in style. It's a vibe on Be Mobile. It's a vibe, it's a vibe, it's a vibe on Be Mobile. It's a vibe, it's a vibe, it's a vibe with Be Mobile.
Come and see what plan you could get. See what plan you could get. Come and see what plan you could. See what plan you could. See what plan you could get. All of the plan the best. All of the plans the best. Come and see what plan you could. See what plan you could. Be top it up, 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 top it up. Only we buying bundles. Top it up, 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 top it up.
It's a vibe on Be Mobile. It's a vibe, it's a vibe, it's a vibe on Be Mobile. It's a vibe, it's a vibe, it's a vibe with Be Mobile.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
The morning show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adana Kumbi, and we continue conversations in studio with our guests. This morning we're speaking with Isabel Turner-Toby, and she is senior teacher at the Patience Hill Government Primary School, as well as Rian George, PRO for Patience Hill Government Primary School as well. We're going to have conversations this morning about and they're going to bring all the information that we need to find out about this event. Good morning, and welcome to our show. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
Of course. I mean, I know around school sports time, you usually have your walkathon and you have all these events and to school sports season, but this walkathon is for a different purpose. So we want to talk about the idea behind this walkathon and why it is relevant in this time.
All right, so the Patience Hill Government Primary School is conducting a walkathon on Valentine's Day, February the 14th. It's a want to bring to light the events and situation and experiences that the community of Patience Hill have been experiencing for the past 2 terms, late last year into this year. We have been experiencing some level of violence. We have lost 2 parents to murder. We have lost Mr. Julian, who is the latest murder in Tobago. That's one of our parents. We have lost another parent, another Mr. Small, to violence. Those are our immediate parents of the primary school. There were instances of theft, there were instances of vandalism, and we as the PTA and the member of staff of Patience Hill, we have decided that enough is enough, and we want to make a stand as a school, as a community, that we need to identify that those is a cause for our students, because the school is a safe haven, and we want to encourage and we want to promote it as such. Hence the reason for the walkathon.
Of course, in these times, especially, we started off the year with, a lot of, and even last year, as we ended off last year, lots of violent activities taking place. So kudos Patience Hill Government Primary School for identifying this as a serious situation and doing something about it to bring awareness. Who are the persons that you're targeting to participate or to bring the awareness to for this walkathon?
Well, we are looking at the community. Everyone in the community. This want everyone to be involved. It's not only those who have children directly coming to Patience Hill. It's Patience Hill, but by extension, we are all a community of Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago. So we are looking at the business persons. We would have sent out information to business personnel, to neighboring schools, to any NGO, to the stakeholders. Welcome, and we have on board with us more or less our right hand, our main support, our PTA and the PTA executive. We cannot do this without them.
Of course, there's strength in numbers, there's strength in numbers. And so I also always like to commend when corporate joins, because we can't stand alone, and we really need the support. And the more voices we have, is the louder the message is and the wider cross-section we can reach. So I am very happy to know that you have people coming on board to support you. And who are some of the persons that have joined and partnered with you to ensure that this event comes off?
We have most of the banks. We have sponsorship from most of the supermarkets, individual business persons, the private persons, neighboring supermarkets in the community of Patience Hill, parents, stakeholders. That's vast. And every small aspect of giving and contribution that we have received, we are very grateful for.
And this is the kind of thing.
Can I add as well? One of our major sponsors, I would say, is the members of the media as well. Because as we know, this initiative it's the one, not just Patience Hill, and I would say Signal Hill as well, who are affected, but the nation is affected by this. So I was happy when, at short notice, Tobago Updates would have given their nod in terms of having us on the program and also on the day to give us some kind of publicity there. But also all the other members of the media are very excited, loudspeaker as well, to send the message out. We have had that partnership and I'm really thankful. So I want to say thanks to you all and all the other members of the media who are supporting us as well.
Of course, a pleasure. And you see, the thing is, it's a community effort. Tobago is a community. The Tobago that we know, that we came up in, is a community. So we really have to band together to ensure that our spaces are safe, not just for ourselves, but when we think about our children and generations that are coming up after. So the publication and the awareness is very important and relevant at this time, especially as we're heading into Carnival, where we know people are reveling and they lose their inhibitions and the behaviors can be unorthodox. So we welcome this initiative very, very much. So it is happening on Valentine's Day, the day of love. The day of love. So I see the marketing there. I see the marketing strategy there. So let's talk about the day and what we can look forward to and what we can expect.
Sure, let me delve into that. So yes, it is a day of love. So we are encouraging not just, as Mrs. Turner Toby would have said, not just parents, But anybody, even if this is a stance that we are all taking. So we are saying, come out to this act of love on Valentine's Day. On that day, we are going to have the walk, but we also going to, well, as we know, the PTA and the school need some funds as well. So we saw it as an opportunity to have a breakfast sale as well. Just a small cost, $40, but I think you're going to get a lot for your buck. We're going to have some roast bake or fry bake. We're going to have salt fish, smoked fish, sausage. We'll have some cake inside there, some sweet bread. We're going to have some fresh salad, some baigan choka, some tomato. No, I ain't stop it. You're getting some chocolate tea, the homemade chocolate tea. You're getting some juice. So we're saying, even if you may not be able to make the walk, come to the school compound. We're going to have a little warm-up starting at 6:45 at the school grounds. And we want to start off promptly at 7. Let me also say the police and the team, all those first responders as well, we have support from them because the route is going to need that kind of marshalling. We don't have such a wide road, but we really want to send that signal, starting small in our community, to spread the message, and hopefully that it would really resonate, not just in the community, but throughout Tobago and the nation as well.
That's right. So tell us a little bit about the routes as you mentioned it. What is the routes?
The routes. So Patience Hill, Government Primary School, we are at Winchester Trace in Patience Hill. So when we leave the compound, we come up the hill, and then we on the main road. We come around to the junction that would take you where you could go to Carnival, or so. You're not going to Carnival, we're coming through Patience Hill / Signal Hill. So we're coming down, we pass Bob Minimart, and we're coming down the road by the area up in Signal Hill. We're coming to the junction just after there on the right, which could take you to Signal Hill also.
That's right.
So we're going Lambo Connector Road, but many persons may not know the proper name of the streets, are using the landmark. So by Mr. Tate's office, we're coming down all the way down. So we're on the main road and we're coming down to there. We take a right, we go to Tank Road, and then you make a right at Tank Road and you come through. Tank Road has a loop that will bring you back to the main road and take us straight back up to the school. But one important thing is that part of the route, we're going to have some key messages, some reenactments, which would speak towards different types of violence and the responses that are expected for those types of violence to de-escalate. So you have your mediator, you have your different techniques to use to calm yourself than to be aggressive. So that's one key thing that we included in the walk, and it's at key places. So like by Bob, we know a lot of persons lying there, a lot of drinkers are there. And if you look at the stats, a lot of the aggressors, where violence are concerned, alcohol is a big contributing factor. So that's one key point, and several others along the way that we really want to send this message. We are not supporting any form of violence at all.
Yes. You know, I really want to say congratulations to you guys, because when you're here for a walkathon or a hike or a jog or whatever, you just do the activity and that's it. But the fact that you have these stops, at these strategic areas where you're actually going to do demonstrations and you're going to do some outreach to bring even more awareness, you know, I want to say kudos to you guys. Whoever came up with this idea, congratulations to the Patience in Government Primary School, the PTA, the staff, and all the persons who are on board for this event. I want to wish you all the very, 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 very best at this event, because I think it's something that we should really pay attention to. And it's a model that we can use for other events across the island whenever we have an event, to ensure that we establish a focal point, you know, not just do the activity, but also to make sure the message is sent, which is what you all are doing. So congratulations once again for doing this, and we are all on board with you. This is taking place on Wednesday, the 14th of February, the Day of Love. And what a beautiful way to demonstrate love. What a beautiful way to demonstrate love, talking about something that is affecting not just me or you, but all of us, and finding ways to mitigate this situation and to bring resolve, so that the spaces in Tobago can once again be safe for ourselves, our loved ones, and generations that are coming up. In closing,
I would just like to express sincere thanks on behalf of the staff, the PTA, all the supporting personnel who would have contributed to make, February 14 a success. I'm claiming it now, and it will be a success. Thanks. ASP Kalisezo organized. His team have given us the word and the assurance that we are going to get the support that we need on the road. We say thank you to all the business holders, the stakeholders, the parents, the executive. Thanks. It could not be done without them. So thanks.
All right. So as I said, act of love. So you know those persons, Valentine's Day coming up, and you don't know what to get the young man or the young lady. Get them some breakfast. We have to start the day right. So $40.
That's right.
You could get all those lovely things. I can assure you that they would love you more for it. So yeah, Valentine's Day, come out and support. Thank you.
It's the way he said that with a plain, dry face. You know, that is the hook there for me. Of course, we in support of this, so we want you all to come out, contribute. Of course, they need to raise funds as well to even to help and to build the PT and the school to get the resources that they need for this very same reason. So let's us all come out and support them. Thank you guys so much for coming this morning and sharing this information. You have our support. Tobago, let's give them our support as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for a short break before we continue. And as we continue, we will go into our sports segment. So we want you to stay with us as we continue programming this morning. And before we go, we want to invite you and the PTA of the Patience Hill Government Primary School. You're going to help me to tell the public to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be back.
You come in. Long time I see you. This station complete. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin neither Steven to see about them. Yeah, total waste. So I supposed to stay home whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about that. You just leave Jada to see about Kia and Kayla? I thought it was your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next two better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before you ramage, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
At JK Tech, we bring technology to your doorstep. From cutting-edge laptops to reliable printers, we've got it all. Nationwide delivery and a new website for easy online ordering. JK Tech is your one-stop shop for your electronics and computer needs. Carrying top brands such as Acer, Samsung, HP, and much more. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JKTechTT or visit jktechtt.com. Quality tech is just a click away. JK Tech. Evaluate your shopping experience, your tech, your way. Call or WhatsApp 383-2651. Shop smart, shop JK Tech.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Yes, welcome back, and of course, thank you so much for staying with us here on Tobago Updates Television. It's Fantastic Friday in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yep.
Not too sure about Tobago, you know, but yeah, it's Fantastic Friday.
We should be outside, Marcus. We should be outside.
We should have had confetti and thing here, you know.
Yes,
that's some masqueraders inside the thing as well, you know.
Good morning.
Obviously, the business of sports must always happen.
Yes.
No matter what, we must mind your business in that sense. And you know, Woods and them gave us what?
Yeah.
10 minutes to talk about.
10 minutes to talk about so much sports happening in Tobago.
Management letter. You need a management letter, you know. But yeah, we thank you you guys so much for staying with us. Porter, I said Fantastic Friday.
Yes.
You know, the usual suspects who normally come and discuss sports with us. I suspect that they are somewhere enjoying themselves.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about so many different things that would have happened over the past week in terms of sports.
Yes, sir.
And obviously, I want to also commend the Patience Hill Government Primary School, and I'm hoping that guys will go out there next week Wednesday and support their
walkathon. Yes, definitely. Tobago Sports Side will be covering it, so I'll be there very early in the morning.
Yeah.
And we're going to show people exactly what's happening.
Yeah, I will be there for the breakfast. Yeah, I think that day is also Valentine's Day. Friday. And
Yes,
I'm hearing that it's a day of love. So I'm going to be there to
share the love. Share the love. Yes, yes.
So yeah, guys, go out there and support the Patience Hill walkathon next Wednesday. Porter, obviously the topical sporting issue out of the last week would have been the Tobago Football Association finals.
Congratulations to TFA putting on a wonderful and tremendous finals, boy.
Yes, man. Yes,
Mr. Alfred, well done, Mr. Alfred, well done.
Yeah, and of course, big up to Tobago Sports Live for bringing it. Though be it delayed, persons will have still had the opportunity.
Hey, we had the finals live, we had the finals live.
Yeah, but not at the start, which was deliberate because they wanted persons.
Exactly, we wanted persons.
And what about the turn up?
It was tremendous. I loved it.
Yeah.
Tobago, thank you for coming out to TFA finals. The guys, Richard Goddard and Kerry Lynch, made the call.
Well, Kerry is now calling himself Tobago's Peter Drury in terms of commentary. I mean, yeah.
The guys,
I'm the Tobago Peter Drury. I'm not sure what Kerry is on about there, but I saw a goal in that Carnival Pleasant versus Leeds third place playoff. Had them speechless, in fact. A goal from way beyond half, which would have also tied the game up for Leeds, and then they would have actually won the game on penalties, and they would have been victorious for the third place playoff. And then the game of the day, the showpiece match, Sidees versus Carnival Pleasant. Sidees looking for their 5th title, Carnival Pleasant looking for their 1st. I mean, I'm sure that you as well would have covered all kind of sports in Tobago, and would have covered TFA, would have felt that Sidees would have been the team, the favourites going into the finals.
I'm not biased, because Tobago Sports are biased, but I actually thought Sidees would have won that game,
Yeah.
But
they seem more organized, and then experience obviously would have been the thing that persons would have actually given them the edge. But Carnival Pleasant, right? The fact that they would have got into 2 straight finals, I think it was last year.
Yeah.
They lost out to Phoenix, I think, 1-0 in the finals. And they would have gotten very deep in the FA Cup as well. So they would have been building momentum to obviously getting the trophy this year. And I want to commend their coaching staff. We had the coup here last week. One of the coaches, James Thomas, and all the management, the players, Navi Roach, the leading goal scorer, 15 goals I think he scored, and the MVP. And all those who would have contributed to their success, the community of Carnival Pleasant, congratulations to you guys on lifting your 1st ever title. And of course, tough luck to Sidees. And you heard the coach, Akko George, would have said that many times they have been bridesmaids in that they have gotten to the finals but just couldn't get to the end. But yeah, I think it was a long season but a rewarding season for the TFA. Commendation to the executive led by Mr. Alfred, and obviously they are now in the planning stages for this year's start.
Yes, and we're looking forward for that. I heard it's going to be very excited. It's going to be a different kind of football. So I'm looking forward to that. So congratulations, Mr. Alfred. Well done. I enjoyed this season. It was awesome.
Yeah, and I'm most impressed with how they dealt with social media as well. So anytime you wanted something to do with Tobago Football Association, you could have gone on the social media page and have gotten results, updates, the fixtures, pictures as well too, and that's a step in the right direction. If it is that you have to be a professional organization in 2024, you need to do those things because there are so many different sporting activities that are competing for the same space, and you want to encourage persons to support the organization. And I'm very happy that they have taken that direction in terms of their social media. So whoever was the person, I'm told that it was Avian Parks behind the scene.
I think it's Miss Parks.
Miss Parks, and obviously,
congratulations,
who better you want to do that for you?
Exactly, Avian.
So commendation to the TFA on that, and I'm hoping that other organizations in the local space, take a page out of the TFA's book in terms of getting things on social media in a timely manner as well.
Exactly. All right, so that's a lot about TFA.
Yeah.
Let's move on to so many things that happen. Tell me, how was the primary school athletics?
Yeah, so the Tobago primary schools track and field season, obviously we started with the relay festival, and we had a surprise. And normally we have like Scarborough RC up there lifting the trophy, but Scarborough Methodist, they won the relay festival. It was a really good day, and I say a good day because it's always good to see the youngsters putting their best foot
Yes.
forward and getting out there and supporting, and then just to hear the support from the teammates and the teachers and the parents and the family come out and support. It was really good. And so commendation to Scarborough Methodist and to all the schools. I think we had about 17 schools participating in the relay festival. We started there, and then we jumped into the Leeward A and Leeward B. What we have done as a sport and education unit, we kind of divided the island into different zones. So we have Leeward A, Leeward B, North Side, and Windward. So we'd have completed Leeward B and Leeward A Monday and Tuesday. All right, and we still compiling the results there. But as I said, it was 2 wonderful days of track and field at the Dwight York Stadium. Next week, Thursday and Friday, we're going to have the Windward zone and the North Side zone.
Okay.
Those are school. Windward obviously will be schools. They're like starting from Goodwood, Pembroke, those schools up there. And then North Side would be Castara, Palative, all those schools. And it's going to be track and field. You can expect 60 meters, 80 meters, a long jump, high jump, cricket ball throw, all those different things.
I know cricket ball throw is your thing, eh?
Well, yes. So we actually setting laying the foundation for the future Kelly and Batistas and all those athletes that would have come through the same system. And I'm telling you, Porter, if it is that you are neutral, you can come out at the Dwight York Stadium from 9:30 next week, Thursday and Friday, right? And you can see some really, really talented athletes. Some of those same athletes, they play football, they swim, they do different things. So it's now for them to just participate, and then maybe at 13, 14, they can start hey, I'm going to do cricket, I'm going to do football, I'm going to do this, in that sense. So it has been wonderful. And obviously, the 22nd, we're going to have the 3K, and we have a new route for the children. You do. A more scenic route. And I can tell you, I think it's now public knowledge. It's going to be from Blackrock, from around Blackrock, Pizza Boys, between Pizza Boys and Moncton Beach Bar. There's an open area that we're going to start there, and we're going to come right around to Boko and by the Boko Integrated Facility. The schools are excited about it. We have at least 22 schools registered to participate, so I am looking forward to that. And also later this year, we are expected to host the nationals as well, the National 3K Festival, and we are hoping to also have that at that particular route as well. So in terms of primary schools, track and field, exciting times ahead, and I want to shout out to the folks at the Sport and Education Unit. Ashel and Krista, Kelvin Charles, Terrell Abbott. We also have Kidani with us as well.
Oh yes, Kidani,
and myself, and shout out to our supervisor, Mr. Philip Watchford. So yeah, a lot of good things to come, and obviously we have cricket later on this year on the program.
Wednesday and Thursday, yesterday,
and then today, as you jumping into youngsters as well, today we have the Tobago on a 15 team, they are going to play against North at Shore Park. That's the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board inter-zone competition. So yeah, we into that as well.
Yeah, definitely. I want to go and see if I can get some shots of that. Yeah. But for yesterday they had. It's about time already? No, we're not coming out of the set. Would you relax yourself? They had the intercall, secondary school intercall.
Yeah, secondary schools. I had to go to Trinidad the last 2 days. Of course, matters of state, right? Yes, I couldn't attend the games, but I saw some footage from the live stream, obviously provided by Tobago Sports Live again, and a new school. A new school on top, Roxpo, and I want to shout out to again the teachers, the parents, and you have to always shout them up, because it's easy for them to say, well, we are participating, and then rob the athletes of an opportunity to showcase their talent.
Yes.
So to all the schools that would have participated, the organizing committee led by Miss Cindy Ramnaran and all those guys would have put together this Tobago Intercall Championships, and to the eventual winners, Roxpo Secondary. Commendation team.
So Kernan and Carissa.
Yeah, and Carissa.
Yes.
And I think it's also testament to their role and function with RSS Phoenix. And you have seen the success of RSS Phoenix winning multiple awards, and the athletes doing a really good job. So they are also teachers at Roxpo Composite, secondary. So I expect that the students there gonna be track and field oriented in that sense, given that Kern and Carissa are teachers there. So congratulations to them.
Congrats.
And I wish them all the best going forward.
All right, so we have some flyers, guys, to upcoming events that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
What's not coming up? He said 8 o'clock.
And obviously cricket. We do also have the rights to host the second edition of the Dream 11 Tobago Teeth and Blast. Now we still have some things to work out, but I can tell Tobagonians that you can expect that going to be happening in the Tobago space just around Easter time, and that's something you want to look forward to as well.
Yes. Alright, guys, if you could go with the upcoming events before what's kick us out.
I mean, Carnival time happening, so nobody really studying the sports, but we have to mind the business, right?
Exactly.
So Stokelyville invited to join their ages 5 to adults and
the soccer academy.
This is so important to succession planning. You understand? Because plenty of the players that we have now participated in sports. I mean, they are on their way out. And if it is, they have to continue the generation of the different clubs.
We need to have this.
So, combination there to Stokelyville. So, you can reach out to the number on the flyer there. And yeah, join the academy.
Saturdays 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Also, the flyers on Tobago Sports Life page.
Yeah.
So, make contact.
James Campbell and the guys are good luck with that one. Yeah.
Also, Lambo.
Yes, Lambo Youth Football Tournament 7v7. Again, obviously, these things are very important to the communities, and I like the age group as well. You know, on a 9, under 11, under 13. This is like basically primary schools into secondary schools, first form.
And we had some good primary school football.
Right. Lambo Youth Football Tournament, March 2nd and 3rd. So that's right next Monday, and they're utilizing the playing field. And you know, it's always, disheartening to see most of the recreation grounds not utilized, and most of them are lit as well. So yeah, big up to Lambo and to all the sponsors there. I'm seeing a number of sponsors. Really, really good job there by the Lambo Youth.
By Curtis and the guys.
Yes, Lambo is love.
Right. Next one.
And then the referees. This is so important.
Yes.
So important.
I want to touch on this.
We have been knocking the referees for so long, you know, and you've seen the experienced guys there doing their job, but you know, you need fresh eyes. Don't put it that way. You need fresh eyes, youthful eyes. You know, so I'm happy to see that the referees association, they are on their recruitment drive, and I'm saying, young people, take the opportunity. In fact, those you have fellas who are playing as well.
Yes.
Take the opportunity to join this course. It will benefit your game as well.
Exactly.
So have an understanding of the game, and maybe later down in life you can obviously take up a whistle and a flag and go and
see the game from the referees. This is very good.
Yeah.
By the way, the referees, they had an awards. Yes. Bring the camera back on me. Please. Come on, guys. I'm waiting. Yes, so the Referees Association, they had an awards. We weren't invited. I don't know why. Right, but congratulations to everybody who won.
Yeah.
Our very own Earl Lincoln won an award. I don't know what the award is.
So wait, it was a private award.
No boy, it wasn't. Is the Tobago Referees Association annual dinner and award?
Wait, so this is the same award function that we normally
yes, it is
invited to. And
most of the referees are my friends. Wow. We are very good friends, but I don't know why.
You need to get to the bottom of this.
Yes, we definitely will.
You need to get to the bottom of this one here to really get how come the sporting fraternity, Tobago Sports Live, Tobago Updates, we weren't invited to cover this event, and obviously to give commendation to all those that would have actually been, awarded or rewarded for the efforts. Because, as I said, Porter, it's not an easy task being an official in any sport, right? Let's put it down there, because without you, the game can't go on.
Exactly.
So commendation to all your referees, but hey, you need to get Tobago Sports and Tobago Updates more involved in the awards instead of just,
Yes, there was actually if it's age limit for the referees.
Have age limit?
I don't think so.
No, to be an international referee.
To be an international referee, yes.
I guess there's an age limit there. But I mean, if you're officiating in TFA league,
in TFA,
I mean,
we have some very good.
You and I could go on officiate.
Yeah, we could go run the lines or something.
Yeah.
But I want everybody, so people who are interested in refereeing, to take up the challenge of getting onto the referees. They have the Zoom link. I don't know if you guys could put it up back. Where you can make the contact and learn to referee the game. Right?
There's one.
When is it? It's
the 15th.
It's the 15th.
The classes started on 15th. That's the day after. That's next Thursday.
It's next Thursday at 7:30 to 8 p.m. I think himself, you know a bit about the game you want to learn more? Yes.
It's important.
It's important.
I think they will probably take from secondary school, because I don't think you're too young to learn about refereeing.
Because
you need to get
my very good friend, Adelika Joe, He
Yeah,
started and he's doing really good, you know.
So yeah.
Big him up all the time. Ideally, well done.
Yeah.
Very, very proud of you because you refereed so many games in Trinidad also. And when it comes to Tobago, it's like normal for him. I am so proud of that, Utah. Yes.
I'm proud of him as well. And I'm sure that the Tobago Football Association, they're going to welcome this move by the Referees Association. And I'm hoping that if we get 10, 15, no matter the amount, at least you're making a start.
Yes.
You know, so commendation there as well. Right, we have another flyer.
We have an next flyer. We don't? Oh, we out of time?
Yes, of course.
From the TFA, congratulations.
Congratulations to the Carnival Present Sports Club and to every single person's behind the scene that would have actually made it possible. Yes. And it's always good to give thanks to Tobago Football Association. So this is very good of you, the board of directors, giving thanks to every single member that would have made the 2023-2024 season a success.
And also,
I'm seeing Tobago Sports Live highlighted there. That's wonderful.
Is there? Yes. Well, thank you very much, guys. And thank you for letting us cover the game. Also, I want to thank all the sponsors that sponsor the commentary. Keon Warner, Sports Fanatics, Heritage Sports. We have a few others that did really well that came on board, so we were able to bring you guys commentary, right, and make the game interesting.
Indeed.
Looking forward to the continued support in the future.
And we have a new location for Ball Blasters.
Yes, definitely.
You know, they were previously located at Montgomery, so they're now down by where Bertie Sinclair used to have his academy, Daniel Chase. And I spoke to the head coach there, the man in charge, Marcel. Very excited for this new move.
Yes.
So
I'm so excited for them also. Huh?
Yeah. But football is our religion, more than just a football club. Yeah.
Ages 5 to 21 years, boys and girls. The number is there to call.
Very important that we have these academies up and running in Tobago. I'm hoping that the authorities continue to support them by way of equipment and all these different things. Yeah.
All right, so much more to talk about, but Woods already stand up there,
so limited time. But yes, it's Fantastic Friday.
Yes. Right, hey, we should have been outside. We should have been outside. All right.
It's a really good day to have a good day, right? But I want to urge each and everyone that's going to be participating in the Carnival festivities, whether in Tobago, whether in Trinidad. Please be vigilant out there, be safe. We want to have you after Carnival talking and enjoying sports. And that's not the sport, but that's being around us in the Tobago space. Have a good time.
Before we go, can we have the flyer for Wednesday? Because I would like people to come out on Wednesday morning. For the walkathon and breakfast.
Yes. And obviously this is an initiative against all forms of violence as well. As I just mentioned, enjoy the Carnival, designate, don't drink and drive. There's also TTRS, right? That's if you go to Trinidad, that's right here. All these different things. I mean, walking groups. The police, they have maintained, and they've put it out in the public domain. Things to do to ensure that you and your loved one are safe for the Carnival period. And I'm hoping that you guys have a good time. I'm gonna have a good time. You know, if you see me, don't see me. Yeah.
In Carnival, have a contract.
Oh gosh.
Yo, what you have, Marcus? What you have?
Watch me. I can sing it in a Baba remix, but not for here. But,
all right, good.
You know. But guys, thank you so much for joining us on this morning Sport Roundup. We're gonna throw it over to Candice Jackson for Good morning, Tobago.
Good morning, Tobago. Share the life, share the life, share the life. And we out next Friday.
Don't go and swim in the oil, you know. Don't go and swim in the oil. And don't try, you can cook with the oil.
Yeah.
Share the life,
share the life, share the life, share the life. Later.
Yeah.
Picture this.
He had such a magnificent presence, and his influence over many years has really shaped the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago.
Those words describe Tobago's, and specifically Lekotho's Victor E. Bruce, who was the first local governor of the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago in 1969. Now, listen to this. In 2023, an office was re-established in Tobago where you, Yes, you can visit to lodge complaints in respect of financial services provided by banks and licensed financial institutions. And guess what? The office is housed in the iconic building named after Victor E. Bruce in Market Square, Scarborough. Meaningful, right? That organization is the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman.
Today is also important because we are opening this office at a time when it is well known that we have some challenges getting between the both islands. And it is actually one of the mandates of the island's government to ensure that we bring a lot more of these services to the Tobago space, which in turn will prevent the need for Tobagonians to journey to Port of Spain to get these services. And so we are happy that the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman is actually leading the way. We are indeed proud that the central bank can come home to Victor E. Bruce in this regard. And I couldn't help as the governor spoke about wondering whether Victor E. Bruce himself considered or thought that maybe there will be a day that some of the services of the institution that he was leading for a young nation, a brand new nation, would one day make its way across the shores to his homeland in a building named after him.
We are proud that on this momentous occasion, we are coming back to the roots in a building named after this eminent son of the soil. So I really think this is real, it is symbolic, but it is also grounded in reality.
The Financial Services Ombudsman plays a crucial role in promoting trust and confidence in the financial sector. Our mission is to provide an impartial platform for resolving disputes between consumers and financial service providers.
Services from the Ombudsman will be provided from September 27th and be made available every second and fourth Wednesday in the month from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. free of charge to members of the public.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region, with the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine. I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds. Near shore oil spill booms were set up around the Scarborough port last night to prevent more fuel from drifting into the area. Technocrats from Kaizen International, Frontier Divers, the All Tobago Fisher Folk Association, the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, and TEMA all worked into the night to set up the oil booms. This comes as a Tier 2 disaster level was declared by Chief Secretary Fali Augustine, warranting national attention and carrying the potential to worsen. The situation arose from a ship bearing the name Gulfstream, which capsized and is stuck on a reef in the waters just outside of Cove Estate. The vessel of unknown origin is currently leaking fuel into the sea. Augustine confirmed the fuel is diesel. Up next, Frankie Tours and Rentals, a prominent tourism service provider in Tobago, has enhanced his tours with the introduction of a new glass-bottom boat, Millennium One. Owner Michael Frank is excited about his new vessel, which has a capacity for 180 passengers, 2 bars, free Wi-Fi, increased storage for guests, bags, restrooms, a larger covered deck, and improved lighting for night sailings. Assistant Secretary in the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, Joel Sampson, commended Frank as a role model for business in Tobago. And finally, the police warned Carnival participants in Tobago about safety measures ahead of the festivities. Assistant Commissioner of Police Collis Hazel stressed individual responsibility during a recent stakeholder meeting ahead of Carnival. Hazel advised moderation in alcohol consumption and discouraged violence. Law enforcement pledged to aggressively tackle any criminal activity disrupting the Carnival for locals and visitors alike. Hazel also urged camp organizers to register their spaces with the police and for parents and guardians to ensure minors are sufficiently supervised. And that was the news in 90 seconds. And viewers, getting into our show this morning, of course, the hot topic for today is what's been going on with the vessel that's stuck at Cove, the fuel and the oil that's continuing to leak. I mean, we heard yesterday the Chief Secretary was able to identify that as diesel that's been leaking out of that vessel. Now, we were able to determine the name of the vessel, but we have not been able to get any more information at this point in time. I know the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard was supposed to do some dives yesterday, but because of the rough seas, they were not able to do that. Now, I'm being joined by Mr. Alan Stewart, and of course, he's the director of the Tobago Emergency Management Agency and one of the people that's at the helm of this mission as we try to, minimize whatever damage that's happening out there. It's already quite damaged out on the reef. The oil is already doing some damage in our waters, but I know Mr. Stewart is trying his best and mobilizing what resources he can. Now, first of all, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Candice, and good morning, all of Tobago. I'm tempted to say it's a pleasure to be here. I think
we wish it was under better circumstances.
That's correct. So we are doing what we are charged to do, and therefore we are trying to get on with the task. Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's start with what happened last night. So there was a lot of work that happened last night where some oil booms were situated in the Scarborough port, and that is to prevent some of the fuel and the oil that's leaking out from reaching into our waters. So give us an idea of what that process was yesterday. And
so yesterday afternoon there was a technical meeting held with various stakeholders. Prime to that meeting, relative to what we are going to speak about, was the marine affairs and also the division of the works that deals with the marine interests. The director pointed out to us that based on the intelligence that he would have gathered, that there was a strong possibility that the tide conditions will change on us, and therefore we were arguing. So while I'm using the word arguing, not quarreling, we were arguing whether or not it may be necessary to cancel the sailing of the inter-island ferry, because based on the construct of these fast vessels, certainly they cannot come into contact with oil of that nature, and therefore the cleaning process, if that happens, is one that you can't do with hands very easily, and therefore having that intelligence, we then thought our priority then on a greater level was to ensure that we can protect the port. So the limited resources that we have on the island, we were able to redirect it to the port with the cooperation of some of the teams that were on yesterday, the logistics team, and from CERT and Kaizen, who would have joined us. So we were able to successfully, we completed the task just after midnight, with the hope that the fast ferry will not be impacted by the oil. So the current did swing into the port, and it started, we saw just around 6-7 o'clock last night that started to happen, and therefore we were able, by midnight, we were able to successfully lay in place that protection for the port of Scarborough so that the ferry service is not interrupted.
Now, just to stick a pin, can we just get an idea of how the mechanism works, just for the viewers?
Okay, so what happens is that these booms that you see, it's called booms. We have over 1,600 feet in length, that were available to us that we normally have stored here on the island through Kaizen and the relationship we had with Woodside, which is the takeover company from BHP Billiton. Yeah, so the installation it's a 24-inch boom. It comes in pieces of 10 feet in length, and therefore you put those pieces together and you utilize a vessel to pull it into position by physically making these attachments, and also you anchor it with anchors at different layers of the run. And so it holds and it creates a barrier. So that 24, most of what you see is underwater. It's buoyant, so it floats on the surface of the water and it creates a barrier on the surface. Oil normally floats on water. However, tide conditions or tidal behavior sometimes could allow it to be breached by where splashes. As we know, the port area is a pretty quiet area based on the water defense that we have just around the Coast Guard area. So that worked quite well. And this morning, based on the reconnaissance that we would have executed, we saw that definitely that it worked quite well. And we may have to redirect some of the resources to other places like in the mangrove. We have some challenges, and it's important sometimes to tell the truth in a particular way.
And I mean, and Mr. Stewart was telling me, because we have, naturally, because we do not produce oil.
We produce oil.
All right, so because we don't have an active energy industry here in Tobago, we don't have those resources on the island. And there's quite a lot that needs to come up to Tobago to mitigate what's going on there on the seas, to clean up and so on, because the peat moss that you originally had is not working because of the type of oil it is, which is diesel, that's on the seas.
Yeah, the peat moss works in certain, based on the viscosity of the oil itself. So that has been used in certain areas, but it will not work for when it becomes that thick and comprised with the sargassum. It just didn't work. It wouldn't work in that instance. So it requires vacuums, chocks to be able to pull and suctions using other assets that will normally that we'll have to take into consideration. So these will involve the nearshore booms, which was utilized last night. We also have the shore ceiling booms, diaphragm pumps and things like that, trash pumps, and so the skimmers and other accessories, we have those in stock, and several bales of absorbent application that will be utilized, and therefore these things are all in the game as we speak. What is imperative to understand is that there are logistical challenges. The logistical challenge is moving resources from one island to the other. So we would have put some arrangements in place, and the bureaucracy is one of the challenges that we run into, and we continue to run into, with all efforts to lower those bureaucracy, in terms of what can be done and how it can be done, how it can be expedited, the procurement process of getting things. So we have successfully lowered some of those expectations, and that is working. But the logistics is not fast enough for this type of bullet that is coming our way from different direction. Another thing is the details that is needed in terms of are we getting oil from two different locations? That seems to be two or three streams of oil coming towards us.
Wait a minute. So in other words, that there is another source. Is it coming from the ship?
Coming from the ship that statement needs to be qualified in a particular way. What is happening is that based on the intelligence coming out of the technical meetings, what we realize is that where the ship is located, which is southwest of the island, there are oil streams that are coming based on satellite imagery from the northeastern end of the island, meaning say up at the east, which we'll call like Mount St. George, Pembroke, further to those areas. There were sightings in Roxborough. We got those reports. The satellite imagery confirms same that good. So while the satellite image were able to show you the vessel where it is, then you see the streams coming down from the northeastern end of the island. So that tells a story. And so yesterday we viewed those image satellite picture that was produced, going back into the history, and you get it from the relevant stakeholder. What is happening is that information now, we have used it in a particular manner, but we don't have the resource currently to really block these bullets coming from both ends. So the limited resources that we have to now decide how to utilize it and where it can be easily deployed. Some of which require clinical manpower, some of which require machinery to move into place, things like that, like the vessels. So we would have done that, but as I said before, we recognize that this one ship, based on the intelligence, may have been emitting oil earlier before it came into the resting place that is now at.
Okay, so all the traces of oil that you're seeing are coming from the or have come from the ship.
Yeah, it's we are still doing the scientific testing, taking the samples. Those samples were taken down by the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard to Trinidad, and so we'll get the truth in terms of facts. But the intelligence that we are getting based on the reconnaissance mission, the dives, for example, the debris field suggested something, so we are able to view the footage of the underwater footage, which showed the age of the vessel and not something that was a wreck that was very recent. So, you know, we started off this conversation as to whether or not there were souls wrong, because we just heard that a vessel capsized. So while it will look like a capsized vessel, the information is that this vessel was wrecked in an earlier date and time, and therefore was underwater moving, and the debris field from the dive reveal that there are scales of debris, some chains, cranes like information, and then so that those are the type of information that allow us to know definitely that we're dealing with something that is not very recent.
And do you have any clue at all as to what area it may have come from?
No. We know definitely that that same trajectory suggests one thing. When you see where it came from, in terms of his nationality, what we have to do is to, the Coast Guard is out this morning again. The 2 boats are going to be engaged again this morning to try to see if the conditions where the ID is located,
the IMO number.
That's right. So whether we'll be able to pull that information. From what you're seeing, just where they think that information is lodged, it was very difficult for the teams to go in and get that detail. They were able to confirm based on the footage that we reviewed from the underwater missions, the name of the vessel. However, there are many vessels with that name. So that number is very, very imperative. It's like if you're going to Mason and you ask for Dexter Henry. Yeah, you do know Dexter Henry? Yes. From Mason, yeah. But there are 2 Dexter Henry in Mason.
Yes, and you know, because when we found out the name, Mr. Alvin Douglas was able to give us that information on Wednesday night. We went and looked, but like there are hundreds of ships with the name Gulfstream, and there's a lot of people posting photos online with ships that are said to be Gulfstream. I mean, yes, they bear the name Gulfstream, but those are not. So those are not the ships.
I'm aware of the information making the wrongs on social media. Now, while we use the information for one thing and debunk the information, we have a responsibility as a state to provide the facts. And to get the facts is very, very challenging. But the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard is committed to that course, because those are the hard, intelligent questions that one will ask.
Yes.
Are you sure? Did you see the number? And therefore, that have not been realized as yet. The area, the dive area, is a very tricky area in terms of what is happening with the vessel. It is bouncing still, and therefore it is hard to even get close enough to it to do certain things. And it is very dangerous. We were warned about it by the frontier divers who went down, and what is behaving with the suctions, and not to be pulled in under it, things like that. And
I
it's
think he
bouncing.
explained that it was like a delta P effect, similar to what happened at Paria, but
That's
an
right.
unfortunate situation.
Mhm.
So that is actually preventing the divers from getting too close, because if they do, well, we don't want them to lose them. Certainly not Mr. Alvin Douglas.
Yeah. So the teams, I recall, the Coast Guard will position themselves yesterday to do the dive, and then I know they call it off. So they are back there this morning again with the objective to satisfy the uplines as to people like ourselves, to confirm that this is the vessel and this is the area, this is the direction you need to point blame and get the history, because once you get that information, we'll get to know, confirm that yes, this vessel was decommissioned, probably a wreckage somewhere that went and this broke its mooring, because there are evidence suggesting certain things, but it needs to be factual until we can get that ID number. We just use the intelligence to do what we are doing currently.
Now, while all of that is happening in the background, trying to figure out the ship, there still is a concern on the coastlines in Lambo, as you mentioned, in the mangroves.
A very serious challenge.
I got some information that is getting pretty bad in those mangroves there at Plantation, Estate, and so on. I mean, in Petrie, sorry. But what is the mobilization team focus on today in terms of getting some of that oil treated with?
They will be going back into the fields today. There are two major zones that have been set up to tackle this thing based on the plan. Yesterday we saw 36 persons coming forward to do Scarborough. We also had 31 persons that were in the southwestern end down at Petrie, and we will be moving teams into the mangrove area. We have moved some assets, the floatable dinghies, to be able to assist in that regard. However, the supporting tools, it's still a logistical nightmare to get them into place. There was some, as I said, we would have declared that based on our assessment that this is a tier 2 now, and therefore national assets is critically needed. So while people are making efforts to and promises to make those available resources at our doorsteps, the logistics of moving them, we've made communications with the port. We try to position certain things that once the vendors can produce the thing, we will get it on to the vessel. The port committed, Mr. Caseman and his team, they commit to it, but it just did not work out in time, so we're working with that again tomorrow. The Coast Guard that is currently here was supposed to bring up some things last night. That did not happen, it did not work out. The stuff from that we requested out of Trinidad just wasn't able to sometimes get the ceilings and all that kind of stuff. So those are some of the challenges, but we will be redeploying some of the assets that we have. We were supposed to go to Magdalena late yesterday evening. I know I have given the commitment to them already that we will give them the necessary PPEs that are needed to do it. Because, one thing is the willingness to do what you have to do, but you require the tools to protect yourself, protect the environment. So you have those two things that you're tossing up with. And, but the spirit of things is good. People are coming forward and everybody is willing. We have spoken to the Chief Secretary, have been communicating at very high levels.
Yes.
And also the commitment is there. This is the task, and it's a cleanup task that we have to undertake. It is going to be very brutal, and it's currently impacting our mangroves, so we definitely know it's going to take that type of approach, and we are going through with it. I want to encourage the teams. I don't want to say anything negative to that turn them off in any way. But we want to encourage them in the time and the commitment. We are very aware of the season as well. Carnival is right there. And these are some of the challenges that we are treating with. There are, cultural clashes along with the emergency, and how we treat with it is an uphill battle. But we are acquainted with these circumstances, and I said the emergency responders are all committed to the task, and I want to encourage them this morning as we go forward again to see what we can do to protect our environment and our ecosystem.
Yeah, because this is a very serious concern. Now, yesterday, the Chief Secretary mentioned that this looks like a situation that we may need international help. And have we been speaking to any international bodies to lend assistance in any way?
Yeah, there are a number of vendors that are coming to the table. I have been receiving a lot of advice, and you have to be very cordial. Diplomacy have to be played. In other words, you have to appreciate what everybody's bringing to the table. So there's another meeting. Wow, I'm 5 minutes late to the meeting. So folks, I'm coming, Are we supposed to be having another technical meeting with some of these partners, these international partners who are bringing what they can to the table, what they can bring. The problem is the logistics, and the problem is the time. The logistics and time plays a serious role. Yes, I could give you this, but could you get it to the Tobago? No, it's needed now. And that is the challenge. So a lot of people sometimes they are telling us things that we have, they are telling us things that we know, but we listen and we try to appreciate all that we can get, and we encourage them to do the same. Yes, you asked about the international input. Those talks are going to be happening at an official level, but at a local level, we have started having those discussions with people who are in the game. Michelle will be reaching out to us, a number of different players.
Great.
Now, what is happening too is that the Tier 3, we believe the ODPM will be seeking to have conversation with CDMA as well. But one of the things that we recognize, Candice, is that at the international level, it will take on a particular picture. One of the things that there are some hard things that need to be done. One, the vessel. There are discussions. We had technical discussion about the vessel where it's resting. It's very uncomfortable for the Tobago House of Assembly and for all of us in the pit here. Now, the time, if it's rest there too long, then it takes on a different picture of the debris removal, which is very challenging and very costly at the same time. So those situations lend itself to some challenges, but those are discussions down the road. Immediately, what we are dealing with is the environment and the how to cordon off the area. The objective is to put booms around the vessel
to prevent more
to
oil.
prevent more. So we have been communicating with the Coast Guard. By 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, they were supposed to get back to us to tell us whether or not it is still emitting oil. If it is still, we are going with the perception that it is still, and therefore cordon it off. The other thing is that we need to do is to have flights that will suggest to us whether or not upstream there is still oil coming, because with the limited resources, we cannot block all of them. So they are getting to the coastline. They are getting to our shorelines, and that is some of the challenges that we are faced with. So we need intelligence to know. Coming out of all of this, one of the things that we definitely will have to do is to build more capacity on the island.
And before you go, Mr. Stewart, and of course, that's a conversation for a little bit later. I just want you to just speak to the public themselves. So if we go to the coastline and we encounter the oil, what should the public be aware of? How should they handle themselves? What they should know about the situation at this point in time to keep themselves safe?
Well, the oil in itself is a hazard. This is a friendly oil for coming into contact with your skin or even certain type of equipment. It's very brutal to a certain type of equipment. And also we advise persons to avoid getting into physical contact or coming into contact with your skin. But if it does, you need to use a certain type of detergent to remove it as quickly as possible. And those persons who are coming forward to volunteer, we ask that you have yourself properly done in the right PPEs, which is rubber boots, overalls, and also gloves that can resist oil in some way or the other. Not just leather gloves would not work. And these are some of the procedural steps one may need to have on the necessary mask, eye gear, and even our teams that are responding to this event, we ask them to continue to exercise the due diligent caution and protect yourself at all times.
And should anybody go in the water if there's oil around?
No, you should not bathe in the water. Bathing in the water or even extracting, we have not seen it as yet, but there is the possibility that you may have a fish kill. We have not seen it as yet. It's not a time to harvest that fish for cooking purposes. So those are things that I know later on the Division of Health will release certain information in regards to that. But we are monitoring the situation very closely. We are doing all the reconnaissance. We have not been able to report any sighting of fish killers yet. But we are warning the public that if you have that, then you have persons, because I've seen it happen already, where people go and harvest the fish kill, and some may harvest to the extent that they will wish to sell it. So we are doing all in our power to ensure that there are no secondary risks, secondary hazard coming out of this event itself.
All right, thank you, Mr. Stewart. I know you have to go, and we're looking forward to see what happens throughout the day as you guys work towards, fix. I don't know.
Fix is good. Fix.
Try to find a solution.
Get back to normalcy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you again. And certainly. So viewers, we gotta go for a quick break, but we'll be right back just after this.
Carnival is here, but before you hit the streets, make your home the ultimate party zone. Standard says, make it stage ready, now for now. Get dazzling deals on TVs, furniture, appliances, everything to impress your guest. 10% cash back, easy financing, plus no down payment. Now's the time to shine. Visit Standards today. Let them make your home the star of Carnival.
Grey suit with the grey goose.
play moves. We can have me lit, but we stay cool. Mix the whiskey with the grapefruit, then punch the punch in with the same movement. Head to one fet and match up two fence. Them a say me drunk, something confuse them, and them can't.
Tobago updates. And viewers, yes, you know, while we are concerned about what's happening in Tobago's waters right now, particularly at Cove, and especially how the leaking oil, the leaking fuel is affecting our shorelines and so on, there's another concern, because yesterday at the Barbados Bay Jetty in Studley Park, there was a vessel, a barge, you know, carrying material, and it was being brought into the jetty, but unfortunately the ropes and stuff that it was being brought in with snapped, and the vessel was partially submerged. Now, we're still getting information about this, and later on today, and you can look forward to in our 6:30 p.m. newscast, where we will have the full details of what happened there yesterday at Studley Park. But in the meantime, like I said, we are still very much concerned about what's happening in Tobago's waters. And now we had Mr. Alan Stewart on with us this morning, and he was, you know, first of all, speaking to the public, letting you all know that you have to be very careful. If you go to the shoreline and you encounter the oil, do not go in the water. Stay away from it. Certainly do not take your vessels out in the water as well, because even while our teams went to okay, well, this is the barge that was stuck, that encountered the problems there at Barbados Bay Jetty. But yes, viewers, so even if you see oil there, do not go out in your vessels at all, because if this oil, because it's actually diesel, and it's very thick diesel. It looks like it's a very old diesel that had been in that ship for a while, and if that gets into your engines, it gets into the rudders and stuff like that, that can cause quite a lot of damage. And it was certainly the concern that they had last night as the current shifted, bringing more of the oil into the Scarborough Harbour, which is why they had to place the oil booms now to protect the area where the fast ferries and so on come in. So this has a lot of implications for us. So while it is Fantastic Friday and while it is Carnival, we have to be very concerned about what's going on there, and hopefully we can get those resources mobilized. Now, I have to say that unfortunately that it's taken quite a while to get some of those resources into Tobago for us to be able to treat effectively and in a timely manner with the oil in particular. similar, and it's quite unfortunate. And we heard Mr. Stewart telling us about the challenges that they are getting in that they're having in getting the materials over to Tobago. It's quite a lot of challenges. It's a lot of logistics in place, but it goes to show that, I mean, it seems as though somewhere along the line there was never really a plan set for that. In case something like this happened in Tobago, that there could be immediate response. And we know that every minute, every hour that goes by while that oil sits in the water, it can cause tremendous damage because it's toxic material. It can kill all the fish, the marine creatures that are there, the turtles, the lobsters, the crabs, everything that lives and breathes in the water is going to get poisoned the longer this stays within the water. So hopefully, we're hoping that today that we can get some of that material here over to Tobago so that we can dissipate the oil, break it down and get rid of it. And there you see some of it. And like I said, it's actually diesel. Chief Secretary Fali Augustine yesterday confirmed that it is actually diesel. So it's that heavier type of oil. When TEMA does have some material here in Tobago to help with oil spills, however, that material called peat moss, it's not quite effective with the thicker type of oil, which is the diesel. So they had to bring up these oil booms. Thankfully, Kaizen International, one of those companies from Trinidad, was able to come up on the island and help us with these oil booms to put it out there to prevent the oil from coming into the harbor and into the pathway of the ferries. So that way we can continue to have inter-island transportation. Because if this gets caught there or if there's too much of oil in place, the ferries can't run. And of course, if you know the ferries can't run, then that's a lot of disruption to just business, travel, everything, our whole livelihoods here in Tobago. So this has far-reaching consequences, and thank you to the teams that were outside. And I think we need to take some time to mention those people, the All Tobago Fisher Folk Association, Frontier Divers, Mr. Alvin Douglas, who is coming out to be one of the heroes in this situation, getting out there, all the technocrats from TEMA, we have search personnel. Also during the day, we had URP workers, CPEP workers, a lot of volunteers as well coming on board. We have workers from the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development that are also part of the teams lending assistance. And in fact, yesterday we heard at the press conference, Secretary Trevor James stated that they are, putting a lot of their work, their regular work on hold to divert their attention to the situation because, of course, this is an emergency situation. It's a tier 2 disaster, and the faster we can treat with it, the better for us, because as it is right now, it's already doing quite a lot of damage. The vessel itself is doing quite a lot of damage. Mr. Douglas was able to go down on Wednesday to see what's going on with the vessel as it's stuck in that reef outside of Cove. And even though it's not a popular reef in terms of, something as popular as the Buku Reef, but it's a very crucial reef to our whole ecosystem, marine ecosystem here in Tobago, because that is a spawning ground for a lot of the fish. So a lot of the fishermen get their bait from there to be able to go out further to bring in the tuna and the kingfish and the cavalli and stuff like that we love to eat on a daily basis. So if the fishermen can't get their bait, it makes it a little bit difficult for them to go out and catch that fish as well. So, but that vessel is grating against the reef. It's actually destroying some of the corals and stuff like that. And they're doing quite a lot of damage. The area is littered with debris. And it's really going to be a task to see what can be done, if the vessel can be removed. And certainly they are reaching out to international partners. But the challenge is getting the help on the island immediately. That's the challenge. It's a logistical nightmare at this point in time, using the words of Mr. Stewart who was on this morning. So that's just an idea of what's been happening here. And of course, we at Tobago Updates are going to keep you updated throughout. So stay tuned to our 6:30 p.m. newscast. I think there's supposed to also be another press conference from the Chief Secretary later this afternoon. So you're going to want to look out for that. So hopefully we can have a bit more answers, especially about the vessel and so on. So yes, please tune in, and I hope you have a safe and wonderful day. Stay away from the water where there's oil, and stay out. You can go on the Caribbean side. Those beaches there are not affected, but definitely on the Atlantic side we are going to be having some challenges for the foreseeable future. So viewers, thank you for staying with us. I hope you have a safe and wonderful day, and we will see you again tomorrow, not tomorrow but on Monday. So bye for now.
The energy fill the skies.